beautiful Spillane Field on a Sunday afternoon here in Wareham, Massachusetts. Welcome to the Gatemen Pregame Show. I'm Connor Federico, joined by Sam Corman and Jacob Toby. And guys, today we have the three-time defending Y-D Red Sox in town, just like last Sunday. Their manager, Scott Pickler, he's a local legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. Everyone knows him around here on the Cape. I mean, this guy, he's in his 20th season right now with the Y-D Red Sox at the helm, second longest tenure, only behind Chatham head coach John Schiffner. This guy, he has won 6 titles for the Y-D Red Sox, including 3 straight, like you said, Connor. And he also has been nominated for Junior College Coach of the Year in California 4 times. So this guy's got a lot of pedigree. He knows what he's talking about. He works with the players super, super well. I actually interviewed him in my first year with the Cape League back in 2015 when they won the championship over Hyannis. And he's just a really nice guy. He's a great guy, great clubhouse guy. And, Y-D has been so lucky to have him, and he's one of the best.
And Y-D, they come in here today to play the Gatemen. Tomorrow, it's Chatham who come to Spillane, and the day after, it's the Brewster Whitecaps. 3-game homestand, all against the East.
Yeah, pretty interesting homestand where you have three teams coming in from the opposite division. So the games wouldn't mean as much as they would in the standings if they were from West teams, but they're still very important games nonetheless, especially against Y-D today, and Chatham and Brewster both having pretty good seasons so far, both in playoff contention, as the rest of the league is. But last time the Gatemen had a homestand, they won 2 or 3 games. It looked really good. The bats looked a lot better, and I think that coming back home again will help them in dealing with those tough hops on the gravel in the infield here and at Spillane Field. Some of the visiting teams have a tough time with that, and that's just one thing that the Wareham Gatemen have an advantage over on other teams here at Spillane. Also, more of a pitcher's ballpark here as opposed to last night in Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field, and probably not going to see 5 home runs today, but
I would say no.
Probably not going to see 5 home runs over this homestand, to be honest. But
that's a good prediction.
You never know.
I'll take you up on that. I put some money
You never
on
know.
that.
But yesterday was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and speaking of that game, a 9-9 tie. It counts as 1 point in the standings. The Gatemen did not lose that game, but it felt like they lost it on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah, I mean, they were so close to winning it, and all of a sudden, Joshua Bro comes in and hits the 3-run jack to go off, and the whole team comes out and celebrates from the dugout. And the dugout was just crazy yesterday in the bullpen. The pitchers were howling like wolves or whatever it was. Yeah. So that's their thing. That's Falmouth's thing. But, yeah, it was just a crazy night last night. You never thought the game would end, and ends up being 1 point. You'll take 1 point. It's better than none.
Yeah, and that game certainly had a lot of implications in the West standings.
Yeah, I mean, if the Gatemen had won that game, they're all of a sudden tied with both Bourne and Falmouth for second place. But that tie now kind of messes with the standings. Now you have half games to deal with and stuff, but the Gatemen still very well in the race for even first place in this division for getting that nice cup of a trophy at the end of the season. But yeah, yesterday was a really crazy game. One of the craziest games I've ever seen in baseball, not just here on the Cape League, but in general. That 3-run home run pinch hit by Joshua Bro in the bottom half of the ninth.
I didn't even mention that. Yeah. That's crazy.
Bottom half of the ninth was good stuff to watch. I mean, it was tough for Grant Wolfram to come in that situation and to give up that, but hitters are good here, and they're going to take advantage of a small ballpark like Falmouth and hit one over the fence. And saw a lot of good stuff from Stephen Quant, the top of the order. Willie McIver, another productive day for him. And I think the Gatemen overall in a tie game, they'll take that because the pitching just wasn't as good as it has been. The Falmouth hitters came to play. And when that happens, you're going to settle. You'll settle for a tie. They probably didn't want. Most of the people probably didn't want to be there for longer than 12 innings anyway.
No, you saw a lot of the fans
coaching
leave.
Staff and I mean, they keep it to 12 innings for a reason. Let's just put it that way.
Yep. So the Gatemen, they failed to get back to 500 on the season last night. They now sit at 10-11-1, looking to get to 500 tonight against the Y-D Red Sox here at Spillane. We'll take a quick break on the Gatemen pregame show presented by South Coast Health, and we'll be right back.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgentcare. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgentcare.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Pregame Show presented by South Coast Health. I'm Claudia Chakamian with pitching coach Jim Waller. Coach, first of all, Grant Wolfram went into a little bit of trouble last night. After he gave up that big hit, you went out to the mound, you talked to him, tried to get him to refocus. What were you saying to him to make sure he got out of that inning?
Well, that's the thing. And the whole key of the whole inning was he walked the leadoff guy. And then everything multiplied off of that. And again, Wolfram's been a starter his whole life. So this going into close is all new to him, but he's done a great job the other times we did it. And so he's, like I said today, get ready to get the ball again.
And he was able to get those last 2 outs and get out of the inning. So how important is it to you to make sure you can get those guys to get through those hard situations?
Well, that's the thing. Most of our guys have been here, have been starters all year. So it's a great experience for some of these guys to get a chance to close, because they get in minor league ball, they may switch them to be closers. So you want them to have all roles, and that's what we're trying to do with the guys. But, I mean, really, Wolfram Grant is a great starter, and we're going to get him back into that. But right now he's been really good doing the other.
Now, you used a lot of pitchers last night you weren't planning on using, and now we also lost an off day because of the rain out the other day. So how are you trying to reshift your pitching staff to make sure everyone's getting their rest and playing time?
Well, lucky we do have enough pitchers. We've got some guys that haven't had as many innings. We're going to get them tonight. And so, but I think we're all right now. Last night we were loaded because we had 2 days of rain, so we used them all up, and it worked out. We got a tie out of the deal. So tonight we got to be a little bit more cautious on how many guys I use.
Now, tonight you're playing Y-D, and you're sending Justin Montgomery to the mound. He faced them last time, 5 scoreless innings en route to the 4-0 win. He's seen this team before, so what are you hoping he can get done tonight?
Well, you hope he'll repeat what he did. And again, you'd like to maybe alternate him, but if they're going to get in pro ball or something else every 5th day, it's good for him. Now he's got to see, can he pitch him differently this time, or what's he going to do? I'm going to be interested just to watch him.
And finally, Dalton Roach came in last night, wasn't supposed to pitch, and he pitched very well again. Since he's been here, he's pitched 3 scoreless innings. So what do you really like out of him? Well,
that's the biggest thing right now. I'm trying to learn as you guys are watching him too, and that's where these guys come in. They got to call their pitches because I haven't seen them yet. And he did. I said that's what we're trying to talk about. That's where the kids call their own game here, because I want him to throw his pitches because I don't know him well enough to call his game.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Okay. All right.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Sam Corman, Jacob Toby, and Connor Federico here with you on the Gatemen pregame show. Man, we've got 2 pitchers today, both highly touted, have great accomplishments, and they've both worn a Gatemen uniform over the past 2 years. For the Y-D Red Sox, it's the former Gateman, Hogan Harris.
Yeah, Hogan Harris has been really good so far this season for the Y-D Red Sox. He comes out of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. That's the Ragin' Cajuns, and had a 2.08 ERA thus far here in the Cape Cod League. He's done a really nice job being one of the top pitchers for the Red Sox so far this season. 5-2 this season with UL Lafayette in a good conference down there in the South. And I expect him to challenge the Gatemen hitters. He has a good 2 curveball or 2 breaking ball combo. He has a curveball and the slider. And maybe the toughest part about those 2 breaking balls is that they come in at about 10 mile an hour separated. The curveball at about 69 to 74, and then the slider about 75 to 78 miles an hour, and then he's got the fastball to mix in there as well. So that can be tough. That's probably what Peyton Culbertson's been trying to do so far this season. He's been getting better, and unfortunately a tough outing for him yesterday, but pretty similar pitching mechanisms for Hogan Harris to a guy on the Gatemen, a comparable in Peyton Culbertson.
So we have this great Sunday matchup. Sam just talked about Hogan Harris, but on the other side for the Gatemen, it's been one of their best pitchers so far.
Yeah, Justin Montgomery. One thing I do want to say about Hogan Harris from last year, at the Fenway workout, we were all just hanging out. He pulls us aside and goes, "Hey guys, watch this." Takes a baseball, chucks it from about the first baseline where the stands are, all the way over the green monster, and just shows off his arm. We got a slow motion video of it. It's on my phone somewhere. It's spectacular.
Hope we didn't hit any cars in that parking lot out there over the green monster.
But I mean, the kid has a great arm, so it should be a fun one tonight to see Hogan Harris back out here at Spillane Field. But yeah, Justin Montgomery, he has been somewhat otherworldly, you could say, here on the Cape so far. I mean, 17 scoreless innings. The guy has a 3-0 record. One of the few pitchers in this league that does have that record. And you saw him go against Y-D last time. 5 innings, 5 strikeouts. The outing before that, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. I mean, he's a machine. He doesn't let up any earned runs. You can't ask for more than that here on the Cape. He has just been spectacular.
All right, so we've got the pitchers, and we'll talk with Matt Feld and our keys to the game on the other side of this break on the Gatemen pregame show.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgent care. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgent care.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Pregame Show presented by South Coast Health. I'm Claudia Chakamian with Gatemen outfielder Stephen Kwan. Stephen, you've officially been here for a week now. What's it been like, and what are your thoughts so far being here in Wareham?
That's great. The teammates are great. Wareham's a beautiful place. I'm just having a really good time so far.
You had a really good night last night in the extra innings that ended up in a tie. So what was your thought process every time you went to the plate trying to get you guys to ahead?
Early in the game, I was kind of seeing some pitches, and then later in the game, I was trying to be more aggressive. So if I saw a pitch I could hit, I usually just went for it.
And you're somebody who's known for their speed, being really fast and be able to steal those bases. But so far you're doing really well driving in those runs. Even though you're hitting in the leadoff position, you have 5 RBIs so far. So is that important to you, being able to drive in those runs?
Yeah, like I said, later in the game, I like to be more aggressive, and in those RBI spots, I usually want to swing at the first or second pitch, and I've been able to do that, so I've been really happy with that.
And you guys had a really good season at Oregon State this past year, made it to the College World Series. What do you want to work on while you're here with the Gatemen to improve yourself when you head back in the fall?
Just finding any way you can to get on base. Like I said, also trying to drive in those runs can be really important.
Great. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.
Back to you, Connor.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Just as a reminder, you can email or contact us anytime here at the Gatemen Baseball Network by emailing pressbox@gatemen.org, pressbox@gatemen.org. Also, remember to follow the Gatemen on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And this is our beat writer, Matt Felds. Connor Federico here with you on the Gatemen pregame show today. Matt, we're a week away from All-Star selections now, and that's an exciting time for these Gatemen players.
It is an exciting time. The All-Star game will be held 2 weeks from yesterday, so the coaches from all their respective teams will meet on Saturday and decide and nominate their respective players, and we'll get a roster at some point this coming Saturday. And there's definitely a number of Gatemen that have made their names known both on the mound and at the plate. You have to think the Gatemen will probably get one more pitcher than they do hitter, being the fact that they've walked the least amount of guys in the league. They've given up the second fewest runs. The offense has been in and out at times, but you have to think guys like Willie McIver, a catcher and a third baseman who has been with his team since the beginning, has been very consistent. Pitchers, Justin Montgomery goes today, 17 scoreless innings. If Griffin Roberts can turn in one more solid outing, he's got to be in line possibly for a spot. Unfortunate for someone like Justin Glover, who might have had an opportunity before he had to go home, unfortunately, due to an injury. But overall, the Gatemen are looking for at least right now 3, maybe even 4 All-Stars.
And, I mean, you have plenty of experience here at the Cape Cod Baseball League and with the All-Star game. Does it really matter who's selected to be a starter or who's a reserve player?
It really doesn't matter all that much. The starters will play 2 or 3 innings, just like they do in the regular All-Star game you see at the Major League level. The entertainment come in the Home Run Derby. That happens at about 4 o'clock, 4:30, about 2 hours before the actual game. But no, it really doesn't make a difference. The Gatemen had a starter last year in Cole Freeman. They had a reserve in Robbie Metz. Both got 2 at-bats from what I recall. And each pitcher throws about an inning, plus some in the event the game goes extra innings. Hopefully not 12. But no, it really doesn't make a difference. It's obviously cool to be named a starter, but not a huge difference.
And the West All-Star team, I mean, what is it like in order to make that All-Star team? What are your numbers you're usually projected to get around?
In terms of how many?
In terms of batting average, home runs, like what's an all-star performance on the Cape League?
Well, absolutely. I think if you've been here for this point and you're still hitting above 300, you deserve to be nominated, depending on how many other kids in your lineup have produced. If you look at Falmouth, they have 4 or 5 guys above 300. Hard to believe that they will all be all-stars. Yeah. But here you guys have Willie McIver and Sean Topa. They're both above 300, well above 300. You got to think they're automatically in the mix on the mound. Anything below a 2 ERA, a strikeout pitcher, they're right in the conversation. Justin Montgomery, as we just said, has statistically been the best pitcher on the Cape League. So right now, there's just no way he's not at least nominated for the All-Star game and not eventually put on the All-Star game roster. So I think a 300 average below a 2 ERA, and if you're someone like Jake Anchia with 3 home runs, terrific candidate for the Home Run Derby.
Justin Montgomery, like Matt just mentioned, he's the starter today for the Gatemen against the Y-D Red Sox. We'll take a quick break, and we'll talk keys to the game right after this.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgent care. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgent care.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Pregame Show. Sam Corman, Jacob Toby, Connor Federico along with you, getting ready for the Gatemen's matchup against the three-time defending Cape Cod Baseball League champions, the Y-D Red Sox. And speaking of those Red Sox, Sam, who are you looking out for today?
Well, Nico Horner went to one of the top baseball programs in the country this season. That's at Stanford University. He hit over 300 there, and now he's brought that out here to Y-D. He's hitting over 300 thus far this season. Has a lot of power as well to show, and the thing that's so intriguing about Nico Horner is he didn't play. He came in as a pinch hitter late in the last game against Y-D here at Spillane last week. Didn't play that much, so Justin Montgomery hasn't seen him yet, and that can make him pretty dangerous coming in here. Nico Horner, one of the best hitters in this lineup, has a lot of power as well. So watch out for him if you're the Gatemen pitching staff today.
Yeah, this is Justin Montgomery's second time facing this Y-D lineup. Who's a guy you think that can take advantage of that?
Kyle Isbell, he led off last time versus Justin Montgomery and the Gatemen. He's probably going to bat second tonight. He batted second last night in Y-D's game. He's either been the leadoff hitter or second at bat. So whether he's been number 1 or 2, he's just been spectacular. He's third in the league in stolen bases, second in the league in runs scored. He's a guy at a UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and he has just been spectacular. He's a guy with speed, a guy that can play great defense in the outfield, so watch out for him. One thing I do want to say about the Y-D Red Sox, fellas, is this. The high school they play at, Dennis Yarmouth High School. Why would they be named the Y-D Red Sox if it's Dennis Yarmouth High School? I don't know. I continue to try to find that.
You have to give each town equal treatment.
I understand that, but at the same time, everyone on the Cape, locals, we know it is DY, not YD.
Is the field in Yarmouth or is it in Dennis?
It's in Yarmouth.
It's at the campus of DY High School in Yarmouth.
It's the DY Dolphins and the Y-D Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder that. And
it is what it is.
I've been here for 3 years, guys. I still don't know the answer. So if you guys know the answer, tell me, please.
I also love the combination of White Sox and Red Sox in the uniform. The White Sox logo on the hat, the Red Sox home jerseys. It's a good combo.
All right, before we get into all of the fashion, Sam, tell me what the Gatemen have to do to win this game today.
Well, I think if they hit like they did yesterday, they'll be in good shape. It's not often that you get 18 hits and lose a baseball game. That's exactly what happened yesterday. Or they didn't lose, but it's not often that you get 18 hits and don't win a baseball game.
Yeah,
they tied.
That's the saying.
So, if you get 18 hits again, you're going to win the baseball game. I can almost guarantee that. I'll be willing to bet you guys right now.
All right.
If the Gatemen
illegal,
get 18 or more hits, they will win. And two long balls yesterday for Wareham. It's good stuff. Probably not going to see that again today. Like we said, Spillane Field, longer or deeper stadium. But yeah, if they hit the ball like they did yesterday, if they can get in the pitcher's head early in this game, I think they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I want to tag on to that. Get out early for Justin Montgomery. He has been spectacular. You want to continue his dominance, give him a little bit more confidence, score in the first or second inning like they did yesterday versus Falmouth.
The Gatemen have not lost in their past 3 contests, hoping to keep that streak alive tonight against the Y-D Red Sox. Stay right here on YouTube, and you'll see the little live signal come up very soon. It'll be Connor Federico, Sam Corman on the call, and we'll see Jacob Toby for post-game on the other side. Enjoy the game. Have a great Sunday afternoon.